Hi guys, welcome back. So today I just thought I would do a little bit of an update video, tell you about some of the things that I've been reading lately and chat with you about some of the book related events that I'm going to be going to in the next few weeks because there's a lot, I'm realizing. I recently got a planner and sat down and started putting everything into it and I was like, oh my goodness, like my next month is about to be kind of nuts, but it's really exciting too. There's a lot of really cool stuff. And this is also a little bit of an announcement video. This is going to be particularly for anybody in the New York tri-state area, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so first let's talk a little bit about what I've been reading this month. So far it's been like a decent reading month for me with a couple of really good things. I'm reading a lot of different stuff right now, but I thought I would share some highlights. My favorite book that I have finished so far this month, my only 5-star read so far that I've finished, is City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. You guys, this book is so good. If you like fantasy, definitely go pick it up. I ended up reading this in like 2 or 3 days, and it's a chunker. I mean, it's like over 500 pages. It's really, really good. I don't want to talk too much about it because that's not really what this video is about, but go pick up City of Brass. It's a really, really good debut fantasy, and I was so impressed with this, and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. The other thing I finished that I thought was really good, and I'm excited because I'm planning on going to the launch party for this book this coming week, or I don't know when this video is going up, so probably this coming week is when it'll be. It's on like the 17th, I want to say, of January, but it's Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed, and I did talk about this in my TBR video a little bit. This is really good, you guys. It's about an Indian Muslim American teen girl who wants to be a filmmaker, and this is part coming of age romance, but the other part of it that's really interesting is that as she's kind of like living her life, there's a terrorist attack, and the suspected terrorist shares her last name, and so she has to start dealing with the fallout of that and racism and just different things directed at her. Anyway, this is a really good book, you guys. I enjoyed it. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars. It's interesting because it's like a cute contemporary romance slash coming of age story with this like Muslim American girl, but then it's also got this whole other side where it's dealing with bigotry and hatred and racism and where those things come from. I really liked it. Definitely recommend picking it up if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. I finished some other books, but nothing that's like standing out that I really want to talk about immediately. I'll talk a little bit more about the other things I finished in my wrap up at the end of the month, but this has been an interesting month for me because I've been doing a lot of buddy reads, and that means I've been in the middle of a lot of books which is not typical for me. I typically have one book that I'm primarily focused on and I get through it and then move on to something else. But this month, because I've been doing all of these buddy reads, some I'm doing a better job with than others, but because I've been doing so many buddy reads, I've been having to sort of pace myself, and so I'll like read a chunk, stop, read a different book, and then go back to the first book, and that has been a little bit of a different experience. I have mixed feelings about it. In some ways it's been good, but I think there's a limit to how much that I can do. I mean, props to people who can maintain that. City of Brass was theoretically supposed to be a buddy read, but I got way too into it and finished it really fast. But let's talk about some of the other things that I am reading. The main one that I'm buddy reading is Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind, and I've ended up reading this with quite a big group. I'm reading this with Jade from Bedtime Bookworm, Lauren from the Novel Lush, and Leanna from Leanna's Library. And right now I am halfway through. This is a reread for me, and it's actually a reread for 2 of the other girls as well, and first time I think for Lauren. But you guys, this is such a fun high fantasy. If you've been wanting to get into high fantasy, but you're like intimidated that it's going to be too dense or too hard for you to get into the story, I really recommend you try out this series. This is the first book in the Sword of Truth series. They are really long, but don't let that intimidate you. I mean, it is a really long book, but it goes really fast. The story is really engaging, and the pacing is really good, and it's just fun. It's like not too dense. It's really good. There are really funny moments and yeah, I just recommend it. So like if that's something you've been wanting to get into, I would give this series a try. It's been really fun rereading it. I haven't read this in a very long time, more than a decade. And so it's fun going back and being like, oh yeah, that's right, this is what happens. But I'm just really enjoying it. It's so far been a really great reread for me. And I am doing this as part of the 2018 rereadathon, which I'll link down below as well. Michael from Catalyst Reads has been hosting that, and so it's just been really fun. I've been enjoying the experience. One of the other books I'm in the middle of right now is one that is not what I expected it to be, but I'm kind of glad. It's actually way better than I was thinking it was going to be, because I went in thinking this was going to be like a crime procedural thriller, and it is so not that. It's really good though so far. I have an arc of The Gone World by Tom Sweterlich, and this goes on sale next month in February. I think I didn't read the back closely enough. I mostly read the first paragraph, which made it sound to me like, oh, this is like a military investigation into a murder and some kind of a thriller, which it is that, except that this is also speculative fiction where like time travel is possible. It's super interesting. I am way into it, and I'll talk more about it when I finish it and talk about it in my wrap up. This book is like really good, super interesting. I had gotten the arc at Comic-Con, I think, and was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll pick this up and give it a try. It's not like fantasy, and then it turns out it's not fantasy, but it is sort of like speculative fiction / sci-fi. It has been a pleasant surprise. And then I don't have it with me, it's in the other room right now, but I've also been participating in the Witcher read-along that's being hosted by Elliot Brooks, and that has been really fun too. So far I'm really liking it. Again, I don't know what I expected, but it's not quite what I expected, but I really like it. It's interesting. It's about this guy, this Witcher, who like kills monsters and uses magic and whatever. First book in the series is a series of sort of short stories that are his background, I guess. And so it's just been really fun. It's been interesting. The thing that I wasn't expecting that's been kind of cool as I've been reading is that it also includes sort of dark and twisted versions of the fairy tales we know. So that's been kind of interesting, like, oh, like a play off of Beauty and the Beast, except in this like really dark and twisted way. I don't know, it's really interesting. So that's been a fun thing to try. Then the final thing that I'm in the middle of reading right now, you guys, I know I'm super late to the game on this. I decided to pick this up because, which I will get to, there's a lot of events happening right now, but I decided to pick this book up because Pierce Brown, author of Red Rising, is going to be at a Barnes & Noble near me signing his new book, Iron Gold. I know Red Rising has been like this massive phenomenon and everybody's obsessed with it, and I just hadn't read them yet. Everybody had been talking about them, but I was thinking, oh well, probably some of you guys might be interested in seeing him talk. I was thinking, oh, I could go to the event and vlog it, but how am I gonna go and get a book signed from a guy that I've never read any of his books? That just, you know, seemed weird. So I had a copy of Red Rising and decided to go ahead and pick it up and read it, and oh my gosh, you guys, it's so good. And also, funny story, I did not know this. I got this book as a promotional thing at Comic-Con, and I was like, oh, whatever, it's like a weird looking crappy paperback, but okay, I want to read the book, so I'll take it. Come to find out, apparently these are like some super popular, hard to get a hold of promotional edition, and I guess they have different marks on the covers for the different houses or whatever they're called. I'm like not quite halfway through yet. Anyway, but so apparently I have something that people are really trying to get a hold of. I had no idea. I was like, oh, it's just like a crappy mass market paperback, but apparently this is a collectible item. Who knew? Point being, this book is so good. I started reading it and I could not put it down. It's so good. And I don't know why, but sometimes, you know, when books are super hyped, I'm like, okay, but really? Is that good? Really? I don't know. And this was just one of those ones that I was like, okay, I'll get around to reading it because everybody seems to love it and I feel like I should be part of this cultural phenomenon. But I didn't really have that high of expectations. But you guys, it's so good. It's really good. It's really well written sci-fi with great characters, and man, I'll talk more about this in my wrap up when I actually finish it. I am, let's see, how far am I? So I'm like 150 pages in, and the first book is about 400 pages. Yeah, not quite halfway, but so far I'm loving it. That leads me into the next part of this video, which is talking about events, because as you guys might know, I live in New York City, and a lot of publishing is based in New York City, and as a result, we get a massive number of bookish events taking place here. Honestly, so many that I don't have the time or resources to go to all of them, especially this month. Man, in January, there's so many signings and launch parties. It's crazy, and I cannot go to all of them, so I'm picking and choosing the ones that I'm most excited about. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about some of the things I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks, because I'm very excited. So the first one I already mentioned, there's going to be a launch party for Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. And if you're in the area, this is going to be at Books of Wonder in the evening. It's like a Wednesday night. I'm looking forward to that. Then on Friday, I think this coming Friday, it could be next Friday, but I think it's this Friday, there is a signing hosted by The Strand for Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings, which I'm very excited about. If you haven't heard about it, Zenith has been everywhere, but it's a sci-fi book about an all-girl crew of space pirates, which sounds amazing. So the Zenith signing is going to be on Friday the 19th, and it's going to be in Soho at Artists and Fleas if you're in the area. Then the following week, Pierce Brown is going to be at Barnes & Noble in, I think, Union Square, and he's going to be signing Iron Gold, which is book 4 in the Red Rising saga. So I will be there. And then something that I'm like super excited about, and I have mentioned somewhere in a video before, but I'm actually going to be going down to the Washington, D.C. area on Saturday the 27th for the launch party of Reign of the Fallen by Sarah Glenn Marsh. This is a finished copy. The book comes out later this month. It's so good. I've talked about it before. I'll link up above one of the videos where I talk about it, but this book is fantastic. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna have the opportunity to go down and be there for the launch party, and I'm also supposed to be interviewing the author, so look forward to that. And you guys, I am gonna try to vlog most, if not all, of these events as much as I can so that you guys can be a part of it too, so keep an eye out for those. I'm really excited for it. And then the last thing happening in the month of January is on the 30th. Holly Black and Melissa Albert are going to be at Barnes & Noble in Tribeca, and this is to celebrate the launch of Melissa Albert's new book, The Hazelwood, which I've heard fantastic things about. Holly Black will also be there signing The Cruel Prince, which, as you know, you guys, is amazing, and if you haven't seen it already, I'll link my wrap-up from last month up here if you want to go check that out. That book is fantastic, so I'm planning on being at that too. So you guys, so many events. Also, this one already happened. I kind of found out about it last minute from a friend on Instagram, but I ended up going to the launch party for Everless by Sarah Hollins, and did pick this up, got a signed copy, and I may have gotten an ARC signed that might be showing up in my 500 subscriber giveaway. Hint, hint, sneak peek. There's going to be some fun stuff showing up there. So there you have it. That is the month of January. I'm not going to go into too much detail for February yet, but if you're curious, I am planning on attending a signing for The Bells by Danielle Clayton, which is one of my most anticipated books of the year. And I'm excited because I'm going to be part of the Sight Witch blog tour, which is really fun. So I'm going to be doing a video review of Sight Witch and talking about the Witchland series on here as part of Susan Dennard's tour for that. So lots of really fun bookish stuff happening that I'm super excited about. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys plan on attending any of these events if you were in the area. There is a lot going on. I know I talked about a lot. I will try to leave links to all of these things in the video description down below if you're curious of checking them out. Lastly, and I will probably make a dedicated announcement video for this once I get all of the details hammered out, but I am in the process of planning a booktube / bookstagram meetup for anybody who wants to join in New York City or anywhere in the New York tri-state area. It is going to be taking place on Saturday, February 24th, sometime in the afternoon. So I still need to work out a location and the details about it, but mark it in your calendars if you would be available to come. It's probably going to be a sort of afternoon happy hour type deal, something maybe like 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, something like that. I still have to work out a location, but I'm really looking forward to it, and we'll probably do some kind of like a book swap thing. So if you guys are in the area and interested in that, please let me know in the comments down below or message me on Twitter or on Instagram. And as always, my social media is all linked in the video description down below. I would love to meet any of you guys who are going to be around. I really want to be a part of building more of a community and getting to know more of you. So this was kind of a meandering video with a lot of information, books I've been reading and enjoying, lots of events I'm going to, and things that are happening. Talk to me in the comments down below about whatever of this you're interested in. Do let me know if you're in the area and planning on attending any of these events, or if you'd be interested in attending the meetup in February. I would love to chat with you. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.